Hey guys! Welcome back to Let's Play Xenogears! Last time we had a pretty cool flashback. We got to learn about Krelian's past, Sophia's past, Lacan's past, and how he became Graf. This time, who could be such a dick to our poor, destroyed hero at this point in the game? Oh yeah, the guy who's hated him since the start of the game. That actually makes a lot of sense, and we haven't seen Dan in a long time. But yeah, he's still upset with Faye for what happened, and that's understandable. Now we know that even though Graf was the one who instigated the entire situation in, what's the name of our first town again? Wherever we were. Lahan? Yes, I think that's it. And, yeah, so he's still upset about that because, you know, it kind of led to his sister and his potential brother-in-law being killed and everything else in that town being basically annihilated. But what's this? Sad music? How so? Even you see that. And how come these great people of Shabbat who have been alive for many hundreds of years, how come they haven't figured this out yet? It would have made more sense if it didn't look like Faye was just kind of standing there leaning against a wall. Instead, if he was like isolated and stoned up in those in that carbonite like we kind of saw it in Star Wars. But I guess I couldn't copy it too much. Anyway. He seems to have softened a little bit. I'm glad that they brought this back. Crying? He's not crying. Who's that? Yeah, for whatever reason, she looks maybe different than she did before. Maybe it's just the clothes, but yeah, hard to recognize her if it wasn't said. Who's crying? He's trying to deny it, of course. You didn't really consider him a friend for a long time now. What's calling him? Now, I don't know if I've mentioned this. I probably did, but it's been so long since we were at that point in the game. When Id was kind of revealed as being one of Faye's personalities, well, I wanted to, if I didn't mention it, that, of course, Midori has her ability to read minds, to an extent anyway, and which is why she never, in terms of the game, she never warms up to Faye, because she can sense what's inside. And that, I guess, would kind of explain, you know, why she never warmed up to him, why she seemed okay with some of the things Satan was doing, because she knew that he was there for the greater good, even if he was betraying people. Of course, she would be of mixed blood. I'm not sure if Satan was technically, I think he was a third-class citizen, so he probably would have been an Earth Dweller, but of course Yui is from Shabbat, so I'm not sure if that had something to do with that unique pairing. Who knows? Hey, Faye's getting some words through. Probably a good idea. It is so powerful that he broke through carbonite. Yeah. It wouldn't be hard to follow. Follow the destruction. The location where the Zohar had fallen to Earth so very long ago. Nope, nothing really can. I always do like this part of the game, but since we have a chance to do menu stuff now, I am going to settle on a party, equipment, and see you in a moment. Okay, we're back. And this is your default party for the area. It's also the party I'm going to go with. I just needed to remove things from other characters. Now, do note, after our previous two-stage boss fight where we fought two bosses without any healing, Faye was equipped with 2 evasion rings, as well as, I think, 2 or at least 1 of the Ether AR plus 3s. So I don't have enough to deck out everybody with 2 of each of those, so I don't really care for anything here. I was actually looking into it, and I don't think Speed Ring actually affects your speed in gear form. I think it's all due to the weight system and what accessories you have equipped on your gears, so I'm not going to be putting those on anymore, even though I think I've done it in the past. Anyway, so a single evasion ring and a holy pendant. The black leather doesn't matter because it's not going to affect anything, and that's pretty much all for that. As far as our gear stuff goes, pretty much the same thing. Best weapons, 1 Ether AR plus 3, and a couple of magnetic coats on everybody, and that's it. Doesn't really matter what party you have. Obviously, don't pick, crappy ones, but yeah, pretty much. Let us begin. And if you remember from last time, we did see this scene. Lacan was actually heading toward here in his search for ultimate power. Must be the place. No doubt, we've actually seen it before. Speaking of things we've seen before, we've seen some of this scene before. Let's watch a whole bunch more of it. Why is that? And why can't I enter? So basically, going back to the dissociative identity disorder and the subordinate versus dominant alters, the the alter of id is more dominant than Faye, the one that we've known, the one that's been awake since Lahan 3 years ago. He does. Now, he is the fake one, or they're all kind of fake to an extent, but again, also not. So the little kid there, or the grayed out one from, I think, like, what, 2 episodes ago now, is the one that Faye created so that he wouldn't have to deal with the pain of losing Ellie and all of this other stuff and diving in after Deus. So this is the one that's basically catatonic. He's stuck there not doing anything, but he's blocking the Faye that we know from experiencing pain. So that's why he's there. But apparently, according to id, that one somehow, even though it was created by the Faye that we know, which is the subordinate, has memories that Faye, the one we know, didn't have, and id wants back. Sorry if that's confusing. Multiple personalities is like time travel in a sense. Doesn't matter how you do it, you're going to be confused as all hell. I believe these are Faye's words. Or, okay, those are id's words explaining what Faye is, either way. Really? Cowardly behavior. Oh. We haven't really heard a whole bunch about what his father did or didn't do. Really? Yeah. You seem to have all the answers. Let's hear some of them. How is he going to disappear? Yeah, the coward is referred to as the original personality, at least by id. He's the one who refers to him as the coward, but he is the original personality of Faye. The first one. Power of the existence. What? Why is that capitalized? Psychotic? I have no idea what that means. Anyway, basically, they explain how that works later. The stage of consciousness. What do you mean, past lives? Oh, maybe that all that stuff that we keep seeing is what he's seeing in his dreams. Oh? Oh, so we see those, and then it breaks through because Faye becomes weaker. No doubt. It seems to be hiding everything. Of course they did. What's with this existence thing? The contact. The only other one to use the term contact was the Emperor. Emperor Cain, who of course is long gone, but he's been around since the beginning. What exactly is going on here? And Faye gets shut out. Stay here and observe. A black screen? No, not a black screen, but we do get, well, not really a dungeon. There's no dungeon here. It's all sequences, save for, one or two things. What exactly are we looking at here? What are those? Is that an egg? Oh, what in the hell? I guess that's Weltall? Yeah, because Weltall has 8,000 different transformations and different appearances. Mine as well. Let's see, we've had the original that we first saw. We had the Weltall 2. We had the id one, and now we have this one that's already 4. This one kind of reminds me, to an extent anyway, of certain something in Chrono Cross. Maybe it's just the weird spikes, I guess, and similar animation style for that particular thing. Mainly because it's battle graphics in Chrono Cross. Because most of Chrono Cross's FMVs are just incredible. Speaking of really cool FMVs that aren't really FMVs, but are just kind of more, cutscenes, this is pretty cool. Though, kind of odd choice of music. I guess we have the awakening of the divine. Is that what we're going with here? I kind of wish they left the sound effects in there for the breaking up of the ground. I thought that probably would have been better, but then again, I've never heard it that way, so maybe it wasn't. Just kind of clues to me that, or occurs to me that that would be pretty cool. What the hell is this? A big square eye? And this is, I guess, Id's Weltall's ultimate form, I guess? Which means we're boned. See, Weltall's been able, or Id's been able to destroy us at every opportunity until now. Well, that's not nearly as strong as our battle against Grass here. Anyway, with this one, let's just booster everybody at the start. Sounds like a good plan. Surprisingly, there's not a whole lot to worry about in this fight, which is kind of weird. Let's go straight for the attacks there. And with you, no. Let's go Ether Machine, let's use Renki, and then we'll boost up everyone's attack on the next turn. I like having that. Two attacks, we boost everyone's damage by, I think, 10% or something like that. Let's use Wild Smile on him. That sounds like a good idea. Well, it actually didn't say that it lowered his accuracy and evasion, so I guess it doesn't work on him. Oh well. Ether attack up for everybody. And from now on, we might as well just go straight forward. You don't need any healing for this fight. Yeah, that's his Ether-based deck. He only has 2 attacks. His Ether attack with the armor that I have on, what is it, the 60-25 or whatever it is, or 65-25, whatever, and 1 Ether AR plus 3, and he only does 500 damage with it. His normal attack does 2,000 approximately. 1,500 to 2,000 with the armor that... Okay, to 2,500, never mind. Let's see if we do a little more with that one. Nope. Looks like his Ether defense is pretty decent. So basically, I'm just going to get to the highest level 3 with the death blows there and see if anyone's close to going into infinity mode, and if not, just stop Ether Engine. Well, I guess he can't do any more Ether attacks. That's on his Gears Whip. So, yeah, might as well go straight for the big damage there, since he's only at 5% chance of going into infinity mode. And then we'll just use level 1 death blows after that. Just trying to build up there. Wow, you've taken a bunch of damage. You've got 15%. Maybe I'll give you a couple of attempts at getting to infinity mode. You're at 10%, which isn't great, but I might try with you for a round or two. Ow. Okay. According to the guide that I have, he doesn't have the ability to do that. I guess I should have left him closer to level 3. He would have had a good chance of going into hyper mode there. Ah, well, Satan's pretty fast, so I'll probably get a few attempts in with him there. You're at 10%, so let's just go for the death blow. Stopped his Ether Engine again. Ouch. I guess he gets more powerful as he gets weaker. It's interesting. Let's see what we can do with level 1 death blow there. Not bad. Alright. If it doesn't work next time, I'll just use the death blow. Okay, they're weak. Hey, I know you! Wise man to the rescue. How did he find this place? You can't do that. I want my protagonist back. The Zohar is Deus Core. The slave generators and ether, source of all their energy. We already know this. Basically, they're saying that this is Zohar. This weird red thing with an eye on it. And yeah, it's supposed to be Zohar, and it wants to basically use that power to destroy everything. What do you mean, unifying? He seems to do that. What are you talking about? Clip was needed. Yeah, Wise Man never really, you know, he's always kind of hanging around, he's helping out. He was trained alongside Faye's father, Khan. Yeah, Khan Wong. All along, the guy that's kind of been guiding us little bits here and there, kind of helping us along, and who really knew it was Faye after fighting him in the tournament and seeing him use the very first technique, which is why I think it's what, Kaijin or Raijin. Once you use that technique on him, that's when he backs off. That explains why he does that. And we start to learn a little bit about what's going on here. You know, Id was saying that Faye's father, or, you know, Id's father, Faye's father, that all the personalities. This is his father, and just didn't seem to, you know, be able to protect or help his mom, and that's why his mom died, according to id. What are you talking about giving birth to personalities? That sounds like a bad idea. Then I'll definitely lose my main character. Yeah, he's definitely not a fan of cowardice. So apparently the original personality hides in memories and id saw all the pain. So id was basically the first one, like the one that Arfei created, the fourth personality. That seems to be what id was at one time. Sounds about right, considering he's such a young personality, only about 3 years old. They talked at length at the end of Disc 1, start of Disc 2, about the lack of, you know, maturity, mental maturity, because he's only been around so long, which, again, was talked about when it came to Ramses, because he was created however many years ago and appears much older than he actually is. So he's much younger as well. So you can kind of see the parallels between Ramses and Faye. And also, now that I mention that, because Faye is referred to by a bunch of people as this contact, though we haven't had an explanation of that, Ramses was supposed to be, or at least that's what Krelian told Emperor Cain, that Ramses, as he was created, was going to be an artificial contact. So you can kind of see they do have kind of a duality going along with those two characters. What do you want? Seems that way. You and that woman. Can he hear him? Well, I actually didn't really want to drag this episode along, even as long as I did. I was going to end it right after the battle, but I got caught up in the moment. I love these Xenogears. But that's going to do it for this episode of Let's Play Xenogears. Next time, continue with the story and learn more things. This is that second part of Disc 2 where we just get everything dropped on it and the shit gets explained. That's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.